Hello everyone and welcome back to another light novel review about another new light novel that was released a few days ago by the new light novel publisher for English translations, the J Novel Club, and we are talking about Brave Chronicle, the Ruinmaker. And just to put this at the very start, because it's a new publisher and going on for the only digital versions of it. So I think I should mention that the way the ebook works, being smooth with the flipping of the pages, the overall reading experience of being very smooth, and also that the text itself is very easy to read. The translation, well, I don't know the original Japanese version, so I can't say how faithful it is, but from the way it is written in English, it feels very smooth and quite easy to read without the difficult words. So even if you're not native to the English language, you will probably have no problems at all to read it, which is always great because I'm a German and I've studied English back in school, then almost doing nothing with it and coming back via video games, movies, anime series with English subtitles, and so on and so on. You can picture it probably. So if you're interested in an easy to read novel to get some more reading experience in English, go for it. It's easy to read. And now let's go into the actual book of Brave Chronicle. It wasn't really that what I expected it would be. In a good way. Seriously. I thought it may be another kind of the Asterisk War with the invaders from another world. And it may feel like this with the ranking systems and the superpower and summoning swords like in Rakudai Kishi no Eutan or the Chivalry of a Failed Knight. So I thought it was going in this way, and it may feel like it, but it's not really like this. Because the characters are way better, way more interesting, and also more entertaining to read than the Asterisk War. And I read 9 volumes of the Asterisk War from the fan translation, and also 5 volumes of The Failed Knight, and a lot of other fan translations and official translations of the light novels. So, but going back to the characters, the best part of the entire book was the chemistry and the dynamics between our protagonist Kokuya and the main heroine Yukihime. They're bickering, going back and forth, they're teasing, they're constantly going against each other in a friendly and trusted way. So they feel more like a mix between an old married couple and best friends that you know for many, many years. And there were another surprise, or actually two of them. One was the ending of the novel, and another one was the ranking system of the star sorceries. So it may sound strange to comment on the ranking systems because you probably all know the 1 to F and A to F, with A being the strongest and F being the loser everyone is picking up on because he's the F rank. But this time it's different. So it may be a spoiler, but it's not really spoiling a lot about the story or the outcome of the book. So I will just go with it. So we have the ranking system A to G, while for a star sorcerer with a G rank is basically a normal human who is able to use the very basics of the star sorcery. And Kokuya is the G rank, while Yukihime is the strongest one. Not even an A rank, she's surpassing that. She's an S rank. So it may sound like a failed knight or some of the other ones like this, but there's another ranking system which makes it a bit more interesting than the ones like a failed knight or like irregular at Magic High School, because it wasn't revealed after some hints or some fights at the very beginning, because someone got into a lucky pervert situation and the tsundere main heroine got on a rampage, or you were thrashing around with a evil organization or something like this, because it was way easier. So going back to the main point, while Yukime is still the rank 1 of the academy, and basically she's the strongest star sorcerer of the world. And now comes Kokuya, the G rank protagonist, who is rank 2 of the academy, aka the world. And this was really interesting because even other ones were A rank and were really, really strong. They couldn't beat him, and they were not really picking up on him because he's just a G rank. There was this scene with the middle school kids, but they didn't know the other ranks of him being rank 2 in the world. So this was quite a refreshing experience of the well-used ranking system of these high school battle-ish stories. And another one was the comedy. The comedy was lighthearted and kinda silly, with the jokes about the size of Yukihime's breast, but it was really funny because there was a couple of lines I was just laughing because I was picturing it in my head and I couldn't help but laugh like a crazy guy. So yeah, the comedy was fine, seriously. It's not the all new comedy that never used before, but it was just going on for all the jokes we know and we are kind of tired of it, and just using it in a way that makes it good. And to jump to another point, also used for comedy, was Kokuya being always the hardcore guy with a crazy sister complex, going all like Tova, which is his little sister, being cute and doing everything for her, and Tova here, Tova there, Tova here, Tova there. And it was kind of funny because he was also called a couple of times a guy with a sister complex. which was also being used in the big ring with Kokuya and Yukihime. And there was also the Ruinmaker, which is part of the title of the book. And it kind of moves into the story, but since it's an one-shot volume with only one volume for this story, I will just go ahead and spoil it. So the Ruinmaker is basically 5 pieces of a weapon which were broken off, or the power that was sealed and split into 5 pieces from the god Ruin, who was bringing forth death and destruction. And now comes a more spoilerish type, so be prepared. Kokuya uses the Ruinmaker and Tova is the Ruinmaker. So his little sister is the weapon and he's using it. But he has only used it a very few times. So it's not like he's just going all around with it, because it would be going over the top. Because there was one time he won against Yukihime, and this was when he was using the Ruinmaker. And they fought a couple of times. Well, a couple of times is their overall score is 1001 wins for Yukihime and 1 for Kokuya. But Kokuya doesn't count his 1 win against her. So it was kind of funny, because the motivation was winning 1,000 times, and Kokuya was going to help Yukihime with her duty of protecting the world. And then the one funny part with Kokuya telling her that if he wins, he's going to make her his sex slave, and doing the very crazy stuff that she didn't even read in her erotic novels that she's reading. And I was kinda laughing here because it was just funny. One of the silly jokes that were used in this book. So yeah, it was really funny because Yukihime's reaction was kinda cute, really. And overall, she was a nice character. Yes, I have to say she was, because another big spoiler is that she died. Because she was killed more or less by the enemy. But she was not really dead yet, so it's better to say that she was killed by Kokuya. Because with the Ruinmaker, he absorbs the power of the one that was killed. So he got the power up from Yukihime and facing the enemy a second time, because the first time was a draw, because Rich, the enemy, retreated, and Yukihime sacrificed herself to protect Kokuya because she loves him and he also loves her. So it was a more kind of bittersweet ending. I'm fine with it because it's first of all a one-shot novel, and also the motivation behind her death, because she put all her duties on him. For example, she was the headmistress of the Star Academy, and he was the second strongest, and one of the reasons was also that his strength would be accepted by the 7 houses of the prestige families or clans or whatever you want to call them. So Kokuya is going to be the next headmaster of the academy. And their parting was not the saddest one I've read so far, because I've read quite a lot of visual novels, and the ending of the visual novel Eden, they were only two on the planet. Sellout Mode, it was released by Manga Gamer in English. Go for it. It's a quite short read, but it's really, really lovely, and it will shatter your heart. Just be prepared. So it didn't make me cry like Eden or EF or some other visual novels that I've read, but it may be also one of the reasons because it was quite short and it was only one volume, so I didn't get that much into the characters. But for this volume, it was great, and I really enjoyed it. And even though I've spoiled quite a bit, I just hope you will give it a shot if you're into this type of story. So just to finish off this video in a kinda rushed ending, sorry for that. Well, not really sorry, but you know, I'm going to play some video games now, and I'm making another light novel review about another title released by the J Novel Club, the Big Sister Lives in a Fantasy World thing. I'm kinda curious about it because the synopsis sounds just so strange. So I hope you will visit me once again when I will make another video. So have a good day and adios.